Good afternoon. My name is Alex Rolick, and this is Michael Saka. We're here to talk about Brandisty. See this thing clicking? There we go. So Brandisty is secure, reliable brand storage and distribution. We're coming in from San Diego, and you can find us on Twitter at Brandisty. So the best way to describe Brandisty is to really understand the workflow people are dealing with on a daily basis. It all starts with a designer creating a brand. Designer use these high-end graphics programs to create brand assets and then outputs them to various file formats. Once they're done doing that, they package them up into a zip file and pass it to a brand owner. Brand owner now has their brand assets, and they start receiving requests from different people, PR agents, journalists, developers, that all need these this brand assets in various file formats. They're sitting here going, I have a zip file, what do I do now? So what they do is they call up the designer and they say, hey, I've got all these requests, can you help me with this? I know you're currently trying to create the next amazing brand, but I need your help with these types of tedious requests. Designer has to stop their workflow, handle these requests, send them back to the brand owner, and brand owner then sends them out to everybody. Hopefully they've got the right files to spec. If not, they have to start this entire process over. It's a huge waste of time. So, the same workflow but using Brandisty, the designer would take an asset, put it up here on Brandisty, and next time those requests come in, they could all be funneled right through Brandisty. We handle all of the resizing, the various formats, everything you need around those brand assets right from Brandisty. So there's no longer the back and forth, time-consuming process trying to get these assets. So where are we going? We want to make this as frictionless as possible. We want to automate the color extraction, font recognition around the brand. We want to do individual file sharing. We actually send these assets directly to people. Don't even need to worry about coming to Brandisty. And they've got a very powerful feature we're working on, which is an API for your brand. Let's also talk a little bit about the traction. We're actually in revenue. We've been selling the product, taking credit cards over the phone since our beta launch, and we've actually working on a 7,000 brand deal. Let's talk about how we got here.
Yeah, so we founded Tiny Factory in 2009. We started off as an agency building WordPress sites for various brands. We moved into the mobile web space. We started building larger applications for some really great clients. But we always knew we wanted to be a product company. So first product we built was a language learning application for the iPad for young kids. And we had a great response on it, so we built 6 more. And that year, we also played around with some Chrome extensions for Dribbble, for Instagram. And we've been able to get some pretty good traction. We've been able to learn a lot about our customers releasing product. And people started to take notice and write about what we were doing. But what we really wanted to do and what we were passionate about was solving a business problem. So we kept thinking back to our days when we were kind of knee-deep in agency work, and what was one of the biggest problems that we had. And we kept coming back to this brand storage and how do we get the right assets from our customers. So we had an opportunity to present at ValioCon, which is a design conference in San Diego. So we prototyped the idea and brought it to them. And the response was awesome. We signed up half the room before we left. And so we knew there was a need on the design side, and we wanted to find out if there was a need on the business owner side. So we signed up for Tech Cocktail San Diego and started talking to the local startups and business owners there, and we found that people understood this problem. They were hitting it, and they were excited for a solution. So in between San Diego and here in Las Vegas today, we've been onboarding customers manually and really talking to them, getting on Skype, and finding out what their needs are for this product and iterating our product to meet it. And so why are we the right team for the job? We've been an agency. We understand the pain. We understand the problem. And we've been able to bring products to market so far. So we're ready to take any of your questions.
So how big is the company currently? Like, how many clients do you have? And also, look, what's the exact cost of this? Is it basically just based on storage or something else?
So it's go on. So it's based on per brand is how we're charging. So we have an entry level package that starts at $9 a month for your average company. And so the company itself, what was your first question? I'm sorry.
So how many clients did you say you have currently?
So currently we have 2, and we're rolling out of our clients in the end of November.
2 clients is how many brands?
Oh, I'm sorry, on Brandisty, or as an agency. Sorry, so we have 3 clients on Brandisty currently. Yeah.
literally just started selling the product about 2 weeks ago going into it. So we've been iterating on the product, onboarding customers, and we just started converting them 2 weeks ago.
Oh, so just 2 weeks ago. So what's your week-over-week growth rate? No, I'm just kidding.
Week over week.
And we
It's
actually
looking
don't have it
great
open.
now,
Yeah.
actually, week over week.
Yeah.
So you guys are selling this to agencies. That's the plan?
So actually, we've seen it cross over in multiple places. We've seen agencies, brand owners, and then we've also seen freelancers who want to do this as well, sell it as a white label product. So we've seen actually multiple crossovers. Even on the enterprise side, we've got lots of brands that are interested in how do we handle hundreds of brands internally.
So this problem's been around a long time. There's a lot of companies that have tackled the problem in similar ways. Kind of a lot of solutions that deliver the same type of need. What do you guys think you're doing differently apart from them?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So when we've looked around, we see that the majority of the time people kind of end up in this digital asset management solution where it's just a place to dump lots of files. And so they start saying, hey, these are the photos that we took from some random product shoot. And these all just kind of get overwhelming with all of the assets that get dumped into the solutions. It really doesn't solve their problem. We're developing an API around the brand. So we want to put a place where you can have your brand assets and you can have it integrated into multiple locations. So you can update things in one spot and it updates everywhere.
And so have you guys done fundraising yet? This is all out of your agency income, or what's the profile there?
Completely bootstrapped at this point. Yeah.
And are you raising money, or you're going to bootstrap for a while longer?
I think we're going to bootstrap for a little while longer. I think one of the point when I think we want to go in towards raising capital.
What's the story you would tell to raise money? Like, what's the story you want to get to?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question. I think that the reason why...
It's an important question.
Yeah, no, I think the reason why we built this is because we hit this problem so many times. I mean, as an agency, I remember going to production on an application. We were working with a brand. We spent so much time going through, building this application, and then at the end, we skinned the thing with an entire shade of red. We went into production with it, and after the thing had been released, the client called us up and says, hey, the shade of red is off. So I got to go back there and I got to reskin the entire application. Just a waste of my time, waste of their time. It's a waste of going into production with it. And I was like, why did we get there? Like, how did we end up? I asked for the assets in the beginning. I got a JPEG, color picked the whole thing. And so we hit these problems multiple times over. We actually had a client one time who, we've actually produced a brand for them. And they come back to us every 6 weeks asking for their brand assets. One time they said, I wish there was a solution for this. And we're like, well, we're actually building it right now. So we've hit this problem so many times over, and it was like, I think that's the story, is that we don't want to hit it anymore, so we solve it.
Is there a mobile element to what you guys are doing that's kind of differentiates a little bit? Or, I mean, you mentioned kind of that ability to distribute. Have you done anything in that area?
So yeah, we've actually done a lot of mobile applications. We don't have a mobile component to this product quite yet, but I think the interesting part of it is that by having a Brandisty brand space, you actually do get to take your brand and it becomes mobile at that point. Oftentimes, when somebody asks for your brand assets, if you have to get them on your computer, but you're out and about, you have to tell them to wait until you get back. And so now this, I guess, gives you the opportunity. You can just give them a link. They can go grab whatever they want, and they're on their way. So it does actually take you mobile.
Good job.
Yeah.